I get it right. You see, insecurity has been something that has been rearing its ugly head in this country. I think since from around 2008, it's been something that's been ongoing. But I think we started to feel the bite around 2008 or 2009 when Mohammed Yusuf was captured in 2008 by my father that you mentioned, but was handed over to the police and was executed extrajudicially at that time. So we have made progress now, because I recall between 2014, 2015, and even going up to the end of 2015, for that whole period, I refused to go for any Eid prayers. I refused to go for Friday prayers. When everybody would be dressing up to go, I would stay at home for the fear of I don't want to go. When they say Allahu Akbar, then bomb will go up. And I decided, I'm not going. I stay in the house, or I go to the barracks and pray. But now, since around 2016, I have not missed any Eid prayer. I have not missed any Jumu'ah prayer. So that speaks a lot. I remember there was a time I was coming from Kado side, and I was supposed to go to Banex to do something. And my wife called me and asked me to run an errand for her before I go to do what I was going to do, because it was time constricted. And before I could get to Banex, that's how I had a bomb blast. We don't have these types of occurrences. We can name so many instances. What happened in Karu, what happened in Louis Edet House, what happened at the United Nations, what happened in Zaria, what happened in Kaduna, what happened at the Emir's Palace in Kano. All these types of occurrences have stopped. Now, the insecurity has become something that is in isolated pockets that still are being addressed. Now, you can look at what the Commander-in-Chief has done recently with the acquisition of the Super Tucano jets that are currently in Kainji at the Air Force Base. And those jets have been shelling and attacking. They've been scrambling these jets to attack the terrorists and put them in their place. And then if we also look at the area of technology, the Air Force has acquired drones, not only acquisition of drones. Over the past 10 years, the Nigerian Air Force has been developing, doing a lot of research and development, sending their personnel across seas to go and learn about this technology. And currently we have people that are capable of developing these technologies. The only issues now that we have is to make sure that we provide the right facilities for these individuals that have acquired the knowledge to be able to come and do more research and development. And then, so if you look at this now with the deployment of the drones, that has helped the Nigerian Air Force. Currently, as I'm speaking to you, this is what is going on, and the Nigerian Air Force is using drones to attack the terrorists. Now, if is there room for improvement? Of course. I think we need to have more geospatial mapping of Nigeria, which will bring in the talk of artificial intelligence. That is where it will come into play, where we can map out the country, where we know if there is an attack at a specific place, then we know we can scramble these jets or send these unmanned drones to attack these terrorists, and also to secure the Nigerian airspace. So I think so far so good. This government has done very well. There's room for improvement. More can be done. I think people should be held accountable. There should be set targets, because if you don't have a performance target, then there is no way you can review to see how good you've been doing. You will just be freestyling and doing anyhow. But if I tell you, like, look, today I don't want to hear of any attack in such and such place by the next 2 weeks, I've given you a target. You don't meet that target, then there will be consequences. So because of that, I think we're doing well. We could do better in terms of holding people accountable.
Let me add to that. So with these jets, are you...
And properties of Nigerians. If you are not doing what you are supposed to do, you will get changed. That is how it should go, so that people will be on top of their game. There's no sentiment in play here. So the government is not playing. They have targets that have been given to the security agencies to ensure that Nigerians can exercise their right to vote and put in leaders that they believe will be able to usher this country into the next phase that we want to go to. Thank you. These incidences have been addressed and are being addressed by the Nigerian police force, by the Nigerian army in tandem. They have joint task forces that they've put together in different regions to take care of these isolated incidences. We're here in Abuja. Did any headsman come and carry you? No. But there are certain areas which you cannot avoid, because even in life, anywhere you go, if you go to other countries that we even set our standards by, they too have their own type of occurrences that bring problem to them. I remember the other day I was watching something on the news. I can't remember who was mentioning this, and they brought up a point where they are talking about how the United States, maybe people start saying, oh, I'm going to Japan, I'm going to the US because it's safer, this and that. But in the same US, if you go statistically, they have the highest amount of school shootings. They have that. They have a lot of random killings. There are incidences. I went to school in the US. There are incidences where you will see people, just because you stepped on their canvas, they'll carry gun and shoot you. They have black on black crime. So these you cannot eliminate completely. But what is important is to have a level of sanity, a level of safety, a level of security that people can feel free to go and exercise their rights. Even in 2015, when the elections took place, all these things, most of these things were still happening. Bomb blasts were happening. Even the presidential candidate, President Muhammadu Buhari, was attacked in Kaduna. If not because he was in a bulletproof motor, maybe he would have even been dead. So these occurrences still happen, but what is important is to not give people the impunity to feel free that they can just come into society and do whatever they like, to inject that fear in them, to know that the government is on top of its game. And that is what we are doing. Thank you. Thank you, Kende. Well, you see, what is very important when we speak as individuals, because at any point, wherever you are, even within your home, you are a leader. Within your press corps, at some stage, you will be a leader. And whatever you say, you have to hold yourself accountable. Now, one of the things that I've learned in this life is that you should not make presentations on the basis of hearsay. That you should not make judgments based on rumors. That you should always speak from a place of fact. So for you to mention that terrorists are being absorbed into the security architecture of Nigeria, I think it's an indictment on yourself, that you could be called to actually prove your statement, even though you kind of protected yourself with the security blanket of alleged. So we need to be very careful when we speak on these type of sensitive issues. What is important now as Nigerians is that we need to have unison. We need to come together as a country. We need to remove tribal sentiments. We need to remove religious bigotry. We need to understand that, look, this country is not for us alone. It is not that, oh, give me my share, let me chop. No, we need to understand that leaders need to understand that they should eat last. We need to put the needs of the country forward. And one of the things, and that is why I am standing here today, to tell you, without mincing my words, without biting my tongue, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the man that has the gravitas. He is the man that has the experience to take care of all these issues that are disturbing Nigerians, be them trivial, be them controversial, be them sensitive, to be able to put people together, to be able to douse all tensions in different sectors, in different regions of Nigeria. So I understand where everybody is coming from, because I try to be an empathetic person, to put myself in your shoes, to see where you are coming from, why you are reasoning the way you are reasoning. And I promise you that come 2023, with the circumstances here, if you know about the spoiler effect, then you already know that clearly APC has already won this election, by God's grace, come February 2023.